Ever feel like you were born in the wrong era? Like you belong in a world of fedoras, trench coats, and smoky back alleys, where every shadow holds a secret and every dame spells trouble? Well, pour yourself a drink, turn down the lights, and get ready, because we're diving headfirst into the gritty, noise-soaked world of the classic private investigator. Imagine this: the rain is beating against the window of your dimly lit office. The name on the frosted glass reads your name, P.I. A knock on the door, soft at first, then more insistent. You open it to find a woman, her face partially veiled, eyes filled with a desperate plea. Her husband, a prominent industrialist, has vanished without a trace. The police are calling it a midlife crisis, a runaway case. But she knows better. There's a darkness lurking beneath the surface of their perfect life, and she needs you to find it. You take the case. The retainer fee barely covers the rent, but a good pie never turns down a mystery, especially one that smells of old money and secrets. Your first stop is the missing man's lavish mansion. The air is thick with opulence and unspoken tensions. The staff moves like ghosts, their eyes darting away whenever you ask a question. You find his study, untouched. A half-smoked cigar in an ashtray, a glass of bourbon on the desk, and an open ledger. Most of it is boring business figures, but one entry catches your eye: a massive, unexplained payment to a shell corporation with ties to a powerful city councilman. The plot thickens. Your investigation takes you from the high society galas of the city's elite to the grimy docks where whispers are traded for cash. You talk to a nervous bookie, a bitter business rival, and a sultry lounge singer who might have been the last person to see the industrialist alive. Each conversation is a dance, a careful exchange of half-truths and guarded admissions. You learn the missing man wasn't just a businessman. He was tangled up in a massive corruption scheme involving kickbacks for city contracts. He was getting cold feet, threatening to expose everyone. And now, he's gone. The deeper you dig, the more dangerous it gets. A late-night warning from a couple of hired thugs in a dark alley leaves you with a few fresh bruises. Your office gets tossed, a clear message to back off. But that's just fuel for the fire. You know you're close. Following a cryptic clue left in the industrialist's favorite book, you find yourself at an abandoned warehouse by the river. Inside, you find him. Not alive, unfortunately. The case has just turned from a missing person to a homicide. And as you're standing over the body, you hear the wail of sirens. Someone tipped them off. Someone wanted you here. This was a setup. Now, let's switch gears. Picture another rainy night, another desperate client. Only this time, the client is you. You wake up in a cheap motel room, the smell of gunpowder and cheap perfume hanging in the air. There is a pounding in your head and a dead body on the floor, a notorious crime boss you've had run-ins with before. You don't remember how you got here, or what happened. The murder weapon is in your hand, and your fingerprints are all over it. The cops are on their way. You've been framed, and framed good. You can't go to the police. They already see you as a bottom feeder, a necessary evil at best. And with the city's most feared crime lord dead, they'll be happy to close the case, pinning it on the most convenient target, you. So you run. You become a ghost in the city you know like the back of your hand, a fugitive from the law you sometimes bend, but always respect. You have to clear your name, but you're working against the clock. The entire police force is hunting you, and so is the dead man's organization, looking for revenge. You're caught in the middle, a man with no allies and nowhere to hide. Your only hope is to solve the murder yourself. You start by retracing your steps from the night before, a blurry montage of smoky bars and shadowy figures. You rely on your few remaining contacts in the underworld, the ones who owe you a favor or are willing to sell information for the right price. A pawn shop owner gives you a lead. A street informant points you toward a rival gang looking to move in on the dead boss's territory. It's a classic power play. Every clue you uncover, you risk exposure. You move through the city's underbelly, using hidden passages and safe houses you've established over the years. You disguise yourself, changing your appearance, trying to stay one step ahead of the dragnet. The pressure is immense. The cops are closing in, and the mobsters are getting more aggressive. You have a close call in a crowded train station, slipping away just as the detectives spot you. You narrowly escape an ambush set by the rival gang, a hail of bullets reminding you just how high the stakes are. Through sheer grit and deductive reasoning, you piece it all together. It wasn't the rival gang. It was the dead boss's own second-in-command, a cunning and ambitious lieutenant who wanted the top spot for himself. He saw you as the perfect patsy. He drugged you, planted you at the scene, and made the anonymous call to the police. He orchestrated the whole thing to eliminate his boss and you in one fell swoop. Now for the final act. You know who did it, but you have no proof that will stand up in court. The only way to clear your name is to get a confession. You arrange a meeting with the lieutenant, using bait he can't resist, fabricated evidence that incriminates him. You choose the meeting spot carefully, a place with only one way in and one way out. You know he'll come to silence you for good. The confrontation is tense, a battle of wits and wills played out in the flickering neon light of a deserted. He doesn't fall for the fake evidence, but your accusations hit their mark. He gets sloppy, angry, and admits to the whole thing, gloating about how he outsmarted everyone. But he didn't outsmart you. You weren't alone. You had an old friend on the force, one of the few who still believed in you, listening in from a hidden location. The lieutenant pulls his weapon, but it's too late. The police emerge from the shadows, guns drawn. His reign is over before it even began. Your name is cleared. You're no longer a fugitive. You can walk back into your office, hang your hat, and pour that well-deserved drink. The city is still corrupt, the shadows are still long, but for one night, justice was served. It's a lonely job, being a PI. You live in the gray areas, walking a fine line between right and wrong. But somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be there to listen when a desperate voice knocks on the door, asking for help in a world that's forgotten what justice even means. These stories, the missing persons and the framed heroes, are the lifeblood of the private eye genre. They remind us that even in the darkest of cities, a single person with a strong moral compass, even a slightly tarnished one, can make a difference. Thanks for joining me on this trip down the mean streets of classic Noir. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the shadows. Until next time, watch your back.